Welcome back to the Heart-Centered Parenting Roadmap. Our first two sessions focused on building a steady foundation through connection and attention. But even the best foundations face a stress test. Imagine you've just finished deep cleaning the living room. You finally sit down, and within seconds, your child knocks a full glass of milk onto the sofa. You feel your chest tighten and your pulse quicken. That surge of heat rising in your throat is the anger monster, and it arrives in an instant. This immediate urge to snap is a standard reaction to the exhaustion of parenting. Feeling that heat doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong, but look closely at your child in this moment. They aren't looking at the wet fabric or the dripping milk. They are watching your face. They are observing exactly how an adult processes a sudden mistake and navigates a moment of intense frustration. Because they are watching so closely, this mess on the sofa becomes the most direct classroom your child will ever sit in. An old fable describes two wolves living inside every person. One is the wolf of anger, chaotic and reactive. The other is the wolf of peace, grounded and still. They are in a constant struggle, but the one that wins the internal battle is the one you choose to feed. When the milk spills, that anger wolf is starving. It is demanding to be fed with a sharp, explosive reaction. Emotional regulation is the practice of holding on to your agency while that anger is fully present. It is the act of feeling the heat without letting it drive your response. You regulate by making a conscious decision about which wolf gets your energy, right while the spill is still fresh. If we freeze time right after the milk hits the fabric, we see a microscopic gap between the frustrating event and your reaction. The goal of this experiment is to widen that gap by taking a second to narrate your internal state out loud. Use a clear, direct script. You look at the mess and say, "I am feeling very angry about this spill." Then announce your next move. "I am going to take 3 deep breaths before we start cleaning this up." Then you follow through. Close your eyes and take those 3 breaths audibly, right there in the living room. Voicing the anger out loud strips away its explosive power. It turns a potential shouting match into a deliberate, controlled pause. Those 3 breaths send a physiological signal to your brain, lowering your heart rate and calming your nervous system in real time. For your child, the benefit is just as practical. They've just seen a live demonstration of what it looks like to feed the peace wolf during a crisis. Eventually, when they face their own setbacks, they will likely reach for those same breaths because they've seen them work for you. Here is your vichar, or reflection challenge. During your next boundary test or accident, narrate your frustration out loud before you act. Hiding your anger robs your children of the chance to see how peace is actually maintained. They need to see the effort it takes to stay calm. Curious tone. Once you've taken those breaths and calmed your pulse, how do you get them to actually help with the cleanup? That requires moving from chores to family contribution. Click the next video to learn how to assign titles like Chief of Tidiness to get the job done without the battle.